So, very good evening, everyone. So, we are about to start. So, can you take we'll just do the light offering, just pass it around. Okay. Yeah, just one will do. Okay. We'll just pass it around, just pass the light around. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Itipisu
Sa arahan samma sambuddho Vijja charana sampanno Sugato lokavidu Anuttaro punisa dhamma sarati Satta dewa manusanang Buddho bhagavati
Itipisu
Bhagava arahan samma sambuddho Vijja charana sampanno Sugato lokavidu Anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati Satta dewa manusanang Buddho bhagavati. Sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let's take a seat. So you can come forward if you want. Make yourself comfortable. You want to start? Okay, okay. All right. A very good evening. Thank you all for coming. Just make yourself comfortable. So let's start with 3 bows to pay our respect to Bhante. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. We are very fortunate today to have Bhante Dr. Chandima with us. So for those who are unfamiliar with him, this is just a little bio for him. Venerable Dr. Chandima is an assistant professor of Buddhist philosophy in the Department of Philosophy at Ateneo de Manila University in the Philippines. Venerable Chandima served as associate editor of the Journal of International Buddhist Studies, published by the Buddhist Research Institute of Mahachulalongkorn Vidyalaya University.
You can say MCU just to be on the safer side.
Okay, MCU in Thailand. In Thailand, his academic journey includes being a former research fellow at the Center of Studies of Religion and Society, University of Victoria, Canada, from 2012 to 2016. He also served as the Theravada Buddhist chaplain at the University of British Columbia, Vancouver, fostering spiritual growth within the university community. Bhante Dr. Chandima is a very well-known and respected figure in the Malaysian Buddhist community, regularly leading retreats and sutta study sessions in Kuala Lumpur, Penang, and Malacca, and in many other places in Malaysia. So without further ado, let's put our hands together with 3 warm sadhus to Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Do we need to do a push to the 5 precepts and start the talk?
Okay, just do the 5 precepts.
Yeah, start the talk. Yes. You see. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, let's say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. I'm going to give you the 5 precepts at the beginning before this talk. So please say Namo Tassa Bhagavato 3 times. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. 5 precepts. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinnādāna viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kāmesu micchāchārā viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musāvādā viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Suramiraya majjapamā datthāna viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Yes. Okay. Let us pay homage to the Buddha this way. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good evening, Dhamma friends. Thank you, Brother Beyond, for the invitation. I have given talks here perhaps 4-5 times in the last 3 years of time, 2.5 years of time, since I think 2023. And I even had the privilege of blessing Brother Chia, who passed away, I think almost 1 year ago. I visited his place 2 times to bless him, and I think he is the founder or the someone who spearheaded this place for the most part. And I know quite a bit of people here because I've been coming here almost 3 years of time. But last 2 times I came here to Malaysia, I couldn't make it because of other events. And Brother Beyond asked me whether I can come and give a talk for Vesak ceremony. I said no. I came here just for 3 weeks last March in my second semester time, because in the university there is an opportunity that I can teach online for a couple weeks. So I used up that time. But in this time, I was able to make it. So that's a good thing, but I had to cancel another sutta discussion for this. Usually I've been doing a sutta discussion for a vihara next to this place nearby, Klang. But they patiently understood that I need to reach out to as many people as I can. So today's topic, as you can see here, is a little bit different topic that you may have not heard, you may have not understood this way. These two words, pain and suffering. Suffering is a very common word that many people use it in Buddhism. But today I'm going to tell you that not everything is suffering in Buddhism. Buddhism looks at a lot of things as pain. Not all the pains are sufferings, but the ways and means how we give the meaning to the pain, that can be a suffering. So this is very important, because in our daily life we go through a lot of things. So this is what we're going to uncover today. But I would tell you my main recommendation for you throughout this whole talk is that pain is inevitable, it's a natural thing. But dukkha, the larger, broader version of dukkha, suffering, is optional. That means if you know the Buddhist teachings well, at least to an extent that you can understand, you can, I would say, get rid of a lot of such dukkha, sufferings, better than somebody who doesn't know about that subject. So this is what I'm going to share with you. So I think it's very important. So dukkha can be reduced. If you cannot know how to reduce, today you're going to be learning, at least you can minimize the effect of that. Okay, so let us look at this topic with a background, setting the compass. So what is our ethical parameter to understand this topic? Everyone experiences pain, but we often fear or avoid it. Now think about the pain of sitting for too long here, after probably 30-40 minutes, what would you feel like? You sit like this. This is not your usual posture. You may sit down on chairs for the most part. Then what would you think in the first place when you feel kind of a discomfort? I would say discomfort, not pain. Because Buddhism looks at discomfort and pain also differently. So not every discomfort is a pain. So discomfort versus pain, and pain versus suffering. So I think that's a good way to look at it. So what would you do when you feel like a discomfort? You're going to shift onto a different side. Maybe now you are like cross-legged. Maybe you would turn to one side. Maybe perhaps to the right side or to the left side. What if you can't take it anymore? If the talk is going more than 2-3 hours, like in olden days, monks gave talks for overnight in Sri Lanka, 8-9 hours. Then there was one monk in early 19th century. He said, no, I'm going to make it for 1 hour. At that time, Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation wanted to have a weekly plan for a Dhamma talk. He said 1 hour is a good time. So then the Sangha member, whoever going to give a talk, has to be organized also. 1 hour you have to summarize, you have to give the abstract, context and a good summary. Not that you're talking 8-9 hours. That might not be a timely thing by that time, early 19th century. Then now we are not in 19th century, 21st century. So there is a discomfort, definitely. So when discomfort occurs, what people do is that they change to different postures. Even animals do that. Think about a dog lying on a certain place. So once in a while, the animal wants to change to different positions. But does dog understand his pain? Oh, it is discomfort. Can he conceptualize or she conceptualize what he or she feels? It might be an automatic reaction to what he is or she is going through. So then dog and cat don't have to go through a lot of suffering because they don't apply a lot of meaning to their discomfort, isn't it? Now humans, You are comparing with your perception. 2 days ago, I went to a Dhamma talk. It way too long. It's so unbearable to sit like that. And you are giving perceptions to that now. Then you are going for another Dhamma talk 3-5 days after. Then it's like compact, 45 minutes, like a 1 hour thing. And you, okay, better than that day. You are going to compare why you have perceptions about that discomfort. In Pali, we call abada. Abada. I don't have anything to write down. Abada. So, pain is a universal experience. There's no problem. And in the medical culture, when you go see a doctor with regard to your any pain, a doctor wants to assess that pain on a 1 to 10, right? 1 to 10 scale. And then doctor wants to understand how severe is the pain. And you're going to say 8, it's too bad. And 7, 8, 5. So doctor wants to understand that pain. Actually, in today's world, pain management is a big topic. Some pains are coming from certain symptoms of having certain sicknesses. They cannot be cured permanently. So doctors are going to this pain management concept. But unfortunately, people take painkillers in today's world. Painkillers are okay, but sometimes they can give side effects. Right? Side effects such as other problems can come up. But mindfulness, I think today we might be talking that part. Through mindfulness, not attaining nibbana or something. If you have the right attitude towards your pain, you can minimize that pain. That is my very point here actually. The very point here is that suffering is optional when you know how to handle your pain. Right? That is what the modern neuroscience and medical science are telling us. So if you know how to handle it according to the Buddhist way, then you will see that suffering is not automatic, it's an optional thing as long as I don't understand how to handle it in a proper way. Buddhism offers a paradigm shift. I'm talking about that perception-based understanding into an attitude-based understanding. Pain is not a problem to escape. Now, what are people doing in today's world? Are they trying to understand the pain? Are they trying to escape it? Just go to the pharmacy, it's too painful today, I buy a painkiller. Right? Some painkillers are very strong too. Right? So Buddhism looks at it, if you look at suttas and all that, Buddhist suggestion is not to escape the pain. It depends on the pain that some people look at it, but pain has to be understood. But a path to insight. The Buddhist understanding distinguishes pain from suffering. One is inevitable, natural. The other is within our power to manage. Now think about your understanding about reading about some of the Buddhist books. Everything is suffering. Do you agree with that? Huh? You seem to be agreeing. Are you nodding? Are you saying a big yes, or you are confused about it? So actually what Buddhism says is that not everything is suffering. Buddhism is trying to say the way out. Like that Kelva, way out. If something happens, how to get out of this place, right? How to exit from suffering. Actually, not suffering. Dukkha cannot be translated as suffering. It can be better translated as a dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction can vary. It ranges from a minor frustration onto a very, very bad pain. So we cannot say that it is suffering. So I think by the end you will understand we cannot translate dukkha as suffering. It is a dissatisfaction, unsatisfactoriness. But the way how people manage it, it will become a suffering or just a normal pain. Right? You never call it as a sweet pain, right? But the way how you manage it, it will appear to you as that kind of a suffering in English or minor dissatisfaction. What if pain could lead to freedom, not frustration? That's something that we will be discussing. How to understand dukkha? Can we redefine dukkha? you can see the reference coming from SN 45.165, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the first sutta Buddha gave to 5 ascetics. You can see Dukkha Dukkhata, Viparinama Dukkhata, Sankhara Dukkhata. There are 3 aspects of Dukkha. Next time when someone asks you, can you tell me what is Dukkha? Then you have to tell them, because the way how the Buddha said that. Don't tell that, if I do bad thing, I am going to the hell. The normal Dhamma talk ideas actually. You have to say the way how the Buddha told us the Dukkha is threefold. Dukkha comes from 3 sources. One is Dukkha Dukkhata, physical, emotional aspects. That is very inherent in our life, the way how we manage it. It can be very bad, it can be very less. Viparinama Dukkhata, changes in our life. What are the changes? You get a promotion, you are very happy. Maybe other people are gossiping about you at work. The boss is not happy about you. You are waiting for upcoming layoff. You are not happy. You know that you're going to be laid off anytime. Very unhappy about it. And you don't know how to find a job after that. That change is not nice. What about a nice change? Tell me a nice change. It might not be a dukkha, but there are changes that are very good in our life. Share with me a nice change, a good change in your life. You're getting promoted. You're getting prosperous. You are healthy, healthier than last year. Then, what else? Other changes? You are passing an exam. You are getting more money. Staying slimmer. Okay. Okay. Staying fit. We can put it that way, whether you are fat or thin, but you are slim, you are healthier. That's a good idea, right? Because we cannot change the shape of people in today's world, right? If you are healthy, it's okay. Different people are born with different. But anyway, stay healthier, stay fitter. If you want to just nail down to that, stay fit. What do you say? Stay slimmer, right? Yes. And then what else? It's a happy change. Right? There are other changes that are happening naturally. If you want to stay slimmer, you have to do a lot of things, right? Diet, lot of things are necessary to go to that level. What are the other natural changes that you can be happy about? Natural changes? Huh? Pardon me? Being able to get a relaxed time. There are a lot of things. When it comes to change, anicca, a lot of people look at it very negatively. Actually, the Buddha wanted us to understand that a lot of changes in our life are unnoticed. We only look up to the negative changes. So we are very unhappy from morning to evening. So that means, that reminds us the proverb that beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So the beholder is not able to look at it, then beholder will look at it in a negative way. Right? Also, we can connect another idea. I remember, like when I heard a situation, somebody went into a new house, and then there have a couple of rooms. One room is facing a barn. There's a miniature horse and couple other horses. The other room has no view. Afternoon sun is hitting that part. So the one who is in that room that is facing a barn, which has a miniature, very nice horse, small horse, and then other horses, and at the same time the person can see a lot of beauty. Afternoon sun is not coming there. So at that point, the person was thinking, why I was able to come to this room, why the other person went to the other room? I said, only beautiful people can see beautiful things. That's also very important. Now in the English proverb, it says, beauty is in the beholder's way of looking at it. Now I am saying, beautiful things are only visible to beautiful people who have a beautiful mind. What is this beautiful mind? A mind which has less lobha, greed, less hate, and less delusion. Beautiful things come to them very easily. Other people have to struggle to see the beauty. And they are saying, is there any beauty I don't see? I'm not happy. Why? You don't know how to see it. That's the problem. So I'm trying to tell you, change for the most part is very beautiful, but we are stuck to a certain understanding that no, change is so bad. So in psychology, there is a phobia for change. You can type in later. So the third dukkha is conditionality. Well, I mean, you don't look at the rat over here. I mean, what is with the rat to talk about, the mouse to talk about conditionality? Are we all conditioned in our life? We all are conditioned. Not even they are conditioned. We are conditioned with regard to our senses, our ideas, sensory experiences. We are all conditioned for the most part. So we were born here because of our mother, father, as a cause, hetu, and now we are the result, what you call effect. But this process of a cause is going to be transformed into an effect. In between, there are conditions. In Pali, we call paccaya. P-A-C-C-A-Y-A, paccaya. So this conditioning process is very different from one to one. You can't say that, as we understand, good begets good all for the whole time. So let's say now all you are listening to Dhamma talk. You think that you are creating the similar kusala? It might not be, because I don't know how you are listening this Dhamma talk at this point. Your mindset, are you able to grasp not even what I'm saying, and are you able to internalize what I'm talking here? And then how are you going to practice it here after this Dhamma talk? So that's why, and there may be, I mean, I hope that everybody is learning something. So it's very difficult to understand that that everybody is creating similar karma, same exact karma from a good thing. So that's why we have to look at it differently. But we understand, yes, listening to a Dhamma talk is a meritorious activity. So conditions. So conditionality is sometimes dukkha. Why? When things are, then you look at the mouse or cat over here. You know, why was this animal become an animal? Conditionality. Why I was reborn as a human? Conditionality. What conditionality? My good karma, my bad karma, my good karma compared to an animal was more than at that point I was conditioned to be a human. But next life, if I was having a lot of akusala thoughts, even just before I passed away, I might be conditioned to becoming somebody different. So that's why this conditionality is not very easy for many people to understand. So they get into dukkha. It is not a normal pain at some point for people. It might be a suffering as well. So I would like to tell you that Buddhism redefines that dukkha has to be understood. It's not suffering in the first place. As you can see, it encompasses both pain and suffering. I'm trying to tell you that you can keep it to pain rather than to make it as a dukkha, suffering. What are the things that ignite this dukkha? Craving for relief, right? As you said, relaxation. We are always hardwired to look for the comfort. Things don't happen sometime in that way. And we don't like discomfort, right? And we may be ignorant about impermanence, changes, right? So this is why dukkha is happening. If we understand that we may go through things that are out of our comfort zone, and if things happen to us, let's say you are looking for a certain food tomorrow and you don't get to that food, so you are okay to eat any food at that point, right? What can you do to, I mean, Malaysians, they are used to eat any food, right? Not like other culture, that's a good idea. But if you keep traveling, you will tolerate other people's food, right? Traveling is another idea to, I mean, if you go to another country, you might not look for a, big chain of food, right? You might try eating their local food, right? So that way you are trying to experience whether I can survive with different things that I am not used to, right? So then at least you try to minimize craving and discomfort. When things don't happen, Am I able to go through that moment of time? Can I have a lot of patience to understand it? Rather than I'm going to evaluate, say my opinion, today food no good, so who cooked today or something like that. I mean, rather you are trying to understand, sometimes things might not work for certain situations. So I need to understand, so I can bring my hatred so much down. And when I have a good understanding, at least a better understanding about the situations, then I will be able to understand anicca. But if it is not happening, there will be an ignorance of anicca. So this is why a lot of dukkha are coming up. So that means we need to understand these three to better manage dukkha. There are a lot of pains today: work stress, illness, loss, rejection. So how we respond to pain determines whether it becomes dukkha, that means suffering part. The Buddha talks about two arrows in one of his suttas, SN 36.6, Salla Sutta. He talks about there is a physical pain arrow, and the second one is why me arrow. And he says the uninstructed person. Who is this person? Putujjana. You know this word? Putujjana. That means unenlightened people called as uninstructed person. Are you Putujjana? A different Putujjana, I mean. Well, you are instructed, no uninstructed, but instructed yet on the way to become that person. So still uninstructed in that whole way, struck by two arrows. So you are struck by two arrows. One is physical pain. Do we have it? Yes. We have time to time, right? So we cannot deny that. So don't lie to other people that I don't have pain. If you have pain, you have to accept it. But the second arrow is how I interpret that physical pain. That is called why me concept. It's like a mental dart. Now, one very good example is someone who is going through a cancer situation. What is the first thing that such a person may come up with? The first thing is, why me? The second arrow has struck that person, right? Why me? Why me out of many people? There are some sicknesses that some people might get it out of 100,000 people. Think about if you go for a chiropractic, and you have to sign up a disclaimer to the chiropractor. Out of is 1 million, 100,000 people. Someone who goes through chiropractor practice might get a stroke, right? So you have to sign up. You might not get that stroke, but you have to sign up just for the sake of the doctor's liability, and maybe you might not be able to claim anything. Maybe you can't sue the doctor. What if that you become that one person out of 100,000 people? What if? Then how are you going to look at it? Why me? Why another 900? That many people didn't get it. Am I the unlucky person here? Right? So anyways, we never know. We might get anything. We should be ready for anything. But what is important is that to answer this question, not why me, why not me? This is what I have to ask. You have to ask, why not me? A few years back, during I think close to COVID time, I interviewed one Sri Lankan lady who had breast cancer, and she removed. And she was sharing in the YouTube video at that point, and she was thinking, for the most part, why me? I'm so young. Why I had to go through this problem? And at a certain point of her understanding, she came to a point, she was okay, safe. Why not me? This is a universal experience. But now I find my own way. I find an own way. Earlier I looked at life that I had to be a normal person. But now I experienced that I redefine this whole situation, that why not me? And then she has zero hatred towards what happened to her, and she accepts what's happening, and trying to take care of herself more than how she used to take care of her situation. So she was not now struck by that arrow. Right? She was struck before, and now she was not struck by that anymore. So that means we have to understand, when we don't understand how to redefine pain, at that point we are struck by two arrows. But the more we understand, we are only struck by one arrow, because we know how to manage it. One very good thing to dodge this situation is, mindfulness. Because a lot of thoughts are coming to us, perceptions are coming to us. Do I have the proper attitude with regard to what is happening to me? So, mindfulness dodges the second arrow with awareness. Buddha asks us to see pain differently. Where did he ask that? Majjhima Nikaya 10, Satipatthana Sutta. Observes feeling as feeling. Right? Notice without labeling. This is pressure. I am failing. Right? Create space between pain and reaction. Do we create a space like a buffer between pain and reaction? Or our pain and reaction become one? When you are painful, do you create a buffer between these two? Or the both become one in a moment of time? Become one. This is what the Buddha says. Look at pain as pain and have the right attitude. I'm not going to make a lot of assumptions, evaluation with regard to this pain. Right? So this is what the Buddha says in the Satipatthana. See pain differently, not without creating it as a suffering. Moving on, what can we do? We can observe the sensation of feeling. Don't own it. Now what is happening? Yes, conventionally we have, let's say someone is having a knee pain. Yes, I have the pain. Right? But the more you are creating, I have pain here, from morning to evening you are complaining. You have pain here, pain there. You must be seeking medical treatments. But then it can become a really suffering at that point. Label sensations. Yes, what are the sensations, feelings? Happy, unhappy, then mix. Because you need to understand it. Then you have the right attitude. Yes, I have a happy feeling, I understand it. I have an unhappy feeling at this point, I understand it. I have a mixed feeling, maybe 40% happy, 60% unhappy, vice versa. But I don't create stories about my pain. No narratives. Don't create stories. The moment you create stories, it will become a suffering, definitely. Right? Neuroscience. This is a very important part in today's world. These are not like, let's say, last 6 to 7 year studies. If you look at Web Medicine or Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic, any websites, you can see a bunch of studies that have done, especially MRI studies. You will see that how mindfulness reduces brain pain responses. And also meditation, which is the part and parcel of mindfulness, lowers activation in pain-related centers. Brain has certain areas where it creates pain. This research. And what does Buddhism say? You are not the pain. You are the awareness of the pain. This is where we have to go. You are not the pain. Let's say we talk about 5 people, 3 people are having arthritis, osteoporosis, knee pain. So you all are having pain. No, we have the awareness of the pain. Not that we are pain. We are people who are having pain. I have the awareness about my pain. That's where we have to bring from this neuroscience to Buddhist idea. Right? So definitely meditation, I would say awareness about what's happening to us can reduce and manage our lot of problems. Now office stress that can create pain, deadlines, emails, conflicts, and definitely what we understand is looking at our own sensation, feelings, without creating story is the biggest thing. Family conflict, words, some of the communication that you are having, expectations fail, my expectations go very high and very low, I cannot make it stable. And finally, what is the very big idea that we can bring with regard to mindfulness? Upekkha idea, equanimity. Stay calm, inside, even storms arise outside. This is a very important. Don't cling to being right. I think a lot of problems arise in our life because we want to be right all the time. Sometimes that is not kind to other people. Don't try to be kind. Don't try to say that I am right, you are the one who is wrong. Because people, naturally, their minds look for a culprit. Because in today's world, everything is happening through a responsibility, right? Let's say if the building is in fire, you're looking for who are the people who set up all these fire alarms. Who is that? We have to sue them, because in today's world, responsibility and accountability have become, yes, they are very important things. But then people naturally look for the culprit. We have to find the culprit. It's not my problem, it's your problem. Right? So this idea has to be looked at compassionately, kindly. Otherwise, we won't be able to settle a lot of things. There is somebody definitely, but we have to find it. Now in Canada, when you register a charity temple, you must name another Buddhist organization in the event of that center's dissolution. In case the committee members have an argument problem, they are dragging, pulling here and there, then what will happen? This will go bankrupt. This will fall in part. At that point, revenue agency wants who is going to take over this charity. So they must, when they apply for the business license, what you call charity license, they must add a name. In case of a dissolution, there is a center who is taking that over. Hopefully Malaysia must have it too. Otherwise, what will happen to the funds and then everything? It's good. I mean, there is a certain, that means, again, this is the idea of that. Who is the culprit after that? If the center is going to be bankrupt or maybe having an argument problem, they cannot run anymore, then somebody must take it over, take it up. That continuance. So, but the thing is, when it comes to our personal issues, family issues, sometimes it's not who was wrong. Perhaps there were other conditions that I haven't addressed in our discussion at that point. It's better to look at it with some kind of kindness, compassion, so we can solve a lot of things. So what we can say with regard to this pain issue is three things. Number one, rain technique. This is not coming from Buddhism itself for the most part. Insight Meditation Society in the US. Second, Sati Sampajanya Buddhist. Third, Upekkha. So rain technique is actually Buddhist too. When a pain arises in you, you recognize it and then you accept it, that I have the pain, and you investigate it physically, mentally, emotionally, and you non-identify that pain. I have the pain, is so bad, and you are not creating stories. That helps you to keep yourself into a little bit of better understanding of your pain. Perhaps I'm talking more pain about, not physically, maybe mental pain, maybe a breakup, a divorce, work problem. You were not physically hurt, but mentally you were hurt, right? And loss of your expected, you were disappointed. How to look at it in the proper way? Otherwise, you will end up with a lot of enormous pain. So you look at it this way: recognize, accept that this happened. You investigate as necessary, and you don't construct. You are going to deconstruct. It is already over. I have to let it go. That's a good way to understand our pain. Second, Sati Sampajanya. This is a very high-end Buddhist concept. Mindfulness and clear comprehension. Right? That means being aware about my body, my feelings, my thoughts, and all these mental properties. That's why you are studying Satipatthana. That's a very good way to understand our pain without pain become a suffering. The most important thing, going even beyond mindfulness, Upekkha. In the Buddhist teachings, Buddhism recognizes many qualities: metta, karuna, mudita, dana, sila, bhavana. The highest quality Buddhism understands with regard to spiritual development is Upekkha. Highest quality. Why is it? Upekkha means balancing out our mind. Think about that. We were happily complimented, next day we might be criticized. But how to stay balanced between these two? I should understand conditions, I should not be taken away by what's happening to me. I have to keep my mind stable. That is upekkha. That will help you to redefine your normal pain as pain only, and awareness about that pain, not create it to the suffering. Once again, why me concept. Like when you have complaints from work, house, then why you have to go to why me concept? What is this teaching me? Maybe these are very teaching moments for me to adjust. Maybe I create better awareness about what's happening. Reframe. Not taking it very personally sometimes. This is a very big issue. When something happens in our life, we ruminate a lot. What is rumination? Overthinking. Is overthinking a problem to us? Sometimes there was a small incident happened 20 years ago, but you adding up a lot of garbage into that small event now. It has become a whole big junk of factory now. It was a small event. Maybe you didn't talk to that person. So pain has been aggravating ever since. People involved in that incident already passed away. They are not anymore with you. You are much better. You are higher than all of them. So that means we have to keep the rumination down. We have to keep it as low as we can, because it is the default mood network in our activity. And we are bringing rumination onto reflection. What happened? And I learned something. I don't go back to that to live in that moment. I learned something, but I am in the present moment. And daily practice. Definitely, body, speech, mind, these are happening to all of us. We are looking at our habits with regard to body. Speak kindly when things are under pressure. Like a lot of times you've been very pressurized by situations and you speak very kindly, whatever happens. Sometimes it's not what you talk, it's the way you talk. Can you give me an example?
High pitch.
Huh? High pitch tone. Think about, there was an argument in the house and now someone has cooked something. Lunch is ready, go eat. What's that? It's not bad. Lunch is ready, go eat. But the tone, the way how that person told that, why are you talking to me like that? Why you raise your voice? There's anger inside. But the words are very nice words. That's why tone matters now. It's not the truthfulness. So I ask you to think beyond what you talk, nice words. That tone, how you talk to somebody, a gentle speech. Maybe you are naturally somebody who is talking a lot, when you come from. Huh? Yeah, so you organize your words. But lunch is ready, go and eat, that's not bad, Think about it. Dinner is ready, go and eat. But dinner is ready, go back, go eat. But that creates a bit of sensation, some concern. Why you are talking to me like this? I haven't done any wrong to you. You have some problem, I think. And you are trying to argue with that person to see that you are wrong, I am right. Right? That's why I am saying tone matters. Raising the voice matters in any place. Right? So whatever happens, you speak kindly. Somebody is wrong, but I don't have to pinpoint that person. I want to go for a deal in this situation. How to deal with these people. And mind, what's your inner commentary? We have two speakers here. One is the inner speaker. Internal chatter. Other one is this one. So we have to. Sometimes we are quiet, but inner chatter is talking a lot of things, right? That inner chatter, what happened and this happened, that happened, it will happen again. So we have to keep them as low as we can, right? So that means when you create the right choice, you can bring down the pain that will create later on. So body has a duty to do that according to your way. Speech has a very big duty to do that, and mind has a very big duty to do that. So if you look at those three aspects, you can even avoid unnecessary pain coming up. Well, this is very important. Finally, If you are wise, you know how to manage all this. And pain is not you, but awareness is from reaction to wisdom. Now, I'm talking a situation, pain has come out. Let's say pain is supposed to come, but the way you look at it from body, speech, mind, you minimize it. And I think we discussed that, transforming complaints into compassion, kindly. Okay, finally, before we go to the Q&A, I want to summarize and finalize here that what does pain teach us? Impermanence, anicca. But we can handle with wisdom. Wisdom means RAIN methodology, mindfulness, sati sampajanya, and clear comprehension, and upekkha. All these three approaches are called as wisdom. Freedom is not from pain, freedom is not being trapped by it. Right? And then, when we respond to pain this way, we will feel pain without clinging, without creating stories. And we respond to that and with other people with wisdom. So finally, what are we going to do is that we understand pain is inevitable, but the way how we create stories about it, with the way how we handle it without following the earlier suggestions, can let us go to the suffering. So peace is possible when pain is felt, not fear. So we don't have to fear for the pain, rather we understand. Now think about, you are working under a very stressful boss for the last 7-8 years, and boss really wants to put you into difficulty. First 2-3 years you are very uncomfortable, but after 4-5 years you are okay with that one, right? Why is it? Is there no pain after that? No. Earlier, now you can't quit the job too, you can't go for another job, but this is a good job, but a lot of pressure for you. But then you are kind of immune to the immune to the pain. Now you are not anymore complaining. It's okay, I understand it. Then where was this trend before? In the first 2 years. Now you have been accustomed to the thing, right? Huh? Accustomed to the changes now. But there are sometimes no choice is the best choice, I mean, this will happen, Then you will become accustomed to that thing. It's like in Sri Lanka, there is an old story. There is a dog sleeping nearby a blacksmith factory. A lot of sounds coming out. But he's happily sleeping next to that. And some people are worried about, how come he sleeps here? Because dog is accustomed to the sound of the blacksmith factory. He doesn't mind about those sounds. Now it has become the norm for him. It is normal for him. But for a new person, a lot of sounds, repairs, maintenance, I can't sleep here. Sometimes it is not that we are numb to the pain, we get used to it. So I'm talking about certain pains that are inevitable. Yes, when we have the right attitude like this, we will minimize it. So finally what I can say is that when you understand how to deal with pain through RAIN methodology, then sati sampajanya and upekkha, you will be able to properly handle it without it becomes a suffering. Okay, so now we are going to take your questions. If you have any questions, which definitely you may have, please raise your questions. So I can give you the other mic. Do you have another mic? It's okay. If not, can you see? Yeah. You want to ask a question?
17.
Yeah, you want to ask a question, right?
Yeah.
Please. Yeah. Hold the both mics. This is for the camera. And then, yeah. 17. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, Bhante. Bhante, just wanted to fine-tune about the understanding of having a right view to share a stand, and having the understanding that you have to hold inside and become not to share and make the water muddy. Between these two, right, how do we strive a balance? Making a stand to a right view versus not saying anything because we just know that it's upeka, we're not going to say anything. How does we strive that balance?
Can you tell me again the two things? One thing is?
Because in human secular world, sometimes the view is perhaps it's a right view, and as a normal person, we make that stand on that right view. Having made that stand, it will create conflicts to another person who have a different understanding,
way of looking at that right.
A way of looking at it, or different perspective. Knowing that fact, we are in that situation. Shall we just keep quiet and we know that we don't
I want you to give me an example, so we will dive into that. Give me an example of that right thing to people.
Okay, for instance, I take an example of having this conversation. For instance, then, you know that when you are doing a conversational counseling to an employee who have performance issue, and knowing that it's a performance issue and also verified by many people who work with her, and basically, if you're going to counsel her, you may also hurt her indirectly by being truthful to what is happening at the workplace. Not saying it, you will also feel very guilty because everybody is having the same perspective about that person. So in that kind of situation, I know I don't want to stir the mud, because being in a HR position, sometimes you need to be right in order to get things moving. So you have to be the person who do this kind of job. And you know that doing this kind of job is not easy because you stir the mud. You cannot be a lotus anymore. And you knew it. And shall we know that it's happening inside us? We just keep quiet and not saying anything until the person find out by herself and getting into a more complex situation.
Okay, clear. Now the thing is that you both are working in a company that is not owned by both of you.
Yes.
Right? Let's say you are HR and there is an employee who is having a poor performance. So definitely as an HR, you need to talk to that person according to the working ethics, because it's not it's your duty. You are hired. Battery problem. Yeah, battery. We are talking work things, so even battery is exhausted. So I mean, it's good, no problem. So in my understanding, if you look at Buddhist teachings, I think now how to approach anybody, not even that particular person, has to be looked at from the larger, broader perspective. Actually, if you are the HR, you may have to talk to other workers as per your duties, responsibilities. But the way how you do it can become Buddhist or un-Buddhist. Yes. So you have to talk to that person in a professional way. Not that you are trying to talk in a very rude way to that person, say you haven't done this and that. So what I understand is that will help that person to change for the better, and you are doing work too. I think you are not stirring the mud. Sometimes when the swimming pool is very muddy, you have to take out the moss, right? Take out those bad aquatic things. It is because somebody who is jumping into the swimming pool might get sick otherwise. So I think it is not a bad thing. I don't know how different companies are going through this issue, but definitely if you are working in a professional place, we have to do it, because that will help the company to go to their goals. At the same time, it will improve that person. Now say for instance, if somebody does not give the performance review, then that person will never fix it. So you have to give it kindly. I don't know whether the decision might be something related to her laying off at a certain point. Perhaps this is something like a routine evaluation. So I think you have to give it to that person. It's good. You are doing your thing. You are doing it for the sake of company, at the same time for your job, and she or he will learn to become a better person. Evaluations are very important to us. It's very important. Now, even in a university, professors are evaluated by students and also peers, right? So then, finally, all the reviews, anonymous reviews, will be forwarded to the particular professor. So he or she understand where is my problem, what are the good areas. So I think rather than taking it in a way, an offensive way, let's make it as a constructive platform to better us. Yeah, so you have to approach kindly. If you are that HR, yes. If you avoid it, just because you are not ready to do that, it will create a lot of problems. That person will not do the job, and the company will go through a lot of issues, and you also will expire from your practice because you are not doing your things, your consciousness. Yeah. Okay.
This she's in the dilemma is like William Shakespeare said, to be or not to be, to say or not to say.
She has to say it. She's a HR manager. She's not another employee. She has to say it. Not. She has to say with good intention. She is doing it with good intention, right?
It's stressful also sometimes.
Huh?
It's very stressful because you go deal with emotion. Either you're not stable in emotion.
Yeah. Then you have to get ready for all that. How to approach these people. Now think about, I had a case. Somebody who was complaining. There was a son who was very good to the mother. But after a few years back, the son got a job as the supervisor for complaints in a very big company. Ever since that day, son cannot tolerate even a small thing in the house. Why? The whole day he is having complaints. Right? This happened, that was broken. So, what happened to him was that rather than doing his job as the complaint manager, he became the complaint. This is why I'm telling you, do the job, drop the job before you coming home. Don't become the job when you come back home. In the situation, you do your job, don't make it personal, then you need that PR skill, personal relationship skill, how to talk to somebody. And yeah, I think some people when they talk to that kind of employee, they make it in a personal way, but you have to do it in a professional way. Yeah. So we will take one more question. Yes. If you have any questions about it. Any questions about this topic today? Yes. Would you like to take this mic for the board? Okay.
Sadhu,
Take this
with
one.
reference to page number 20.
Please take.
Okay. So good evening, Bhante.
Yes.
With reference to page number 20.
20.
Okay. The last sentence, peace is possible when pain is felt, not fear. So what if the pain is fear? So how to reverse it from the Buddhist perspective and also from the psychological perspective as well? So do we have any examples that we can share?
Actually, that is why we need to have the right attitude towards the pain. When that attitude is not given to the pain, pain will become a fear, and then it will take us to the suffering. So the Buddha asks us to look at the pain in the proper way. First we need to understand the pain. What are the pains? All the pains start from these three things about, aspects about the dukkha. Physical, emotional pain, we will go through that in a daily life, in a daily way, and changes are happening to us. Conditionality is happening for. So the more we understand these three, then we are able to process them as they happen. So that is how we are going to reduce the fear. Now think about the change. A change is happening to you. Let's say you are not doing well in your job recently, right? So what could be the good attitude? What should I do to improve myself? You have an attitude, this shall pass anytime when I do well. So you are creating the right attitude towards these three types of dukkha, that is how you are going to overcome fear.
Yes, this is from very beginning with the right understanding, right mindsets. What if a person's already at the stage of fear because of certain pains? Then how do we reverse that?
Well,
Is
then
any way?
if everybody has fear already at different levels, so the Buddhism asks us to look at our own fear, because our fears are mostly irrational. They are not rational. They are irrational. They are based on sources that are not really conducive to through fear. We have created a lot of perceptions about that fear irrationally. So the Buddha asks us to investigate our fear without creating perceptions about it. Now, one example, let's take rejection. Right? Are we being rejected time to time from the work, from other people, giving some different things? So how to process this thing? Let's say you were once rejected from a company, from a job. Then you have that experience. Let's say someone you have helped turned to be a very bad person to you, very ungrateful to you. Then are you going to stop helping other people from that moment onwards? Then naturally you have a fear. I don't want to help anybody after that. Why? The person I helped turned to be very ungrateful to me. Actually, at that point, the Buddha is asking us, no. The problem was every quality in Buddhism, good things, dana, sila, bhavana, karuna, everything must be practiced with wisdom. Then I have to look at myself, have I become compassionate in the proper way? In the way the Buddha told us. So then I am not going to stop just because I had a fear from the previous experience. I want to do it in the better way. So Buddhism suggests better ways for all these activities. So that is how we're going to overcome that. If you tell me one particular fear, I can better answer that too. Tell me a fear that you said somebody's already feared. Tell me one source of fear.
Okay, just for example, when a colleague he has been feared to go to work, not me, but the person suffered pain. He suffered this type of pressures from workforce, when continuously pumping at him, and he had feared to go to work. He had feared. So this fear is accumulated in his mind, in his body, his minds. And how do we act as a third party, as a person next to him, try to use the Buddhist way to rescue from him? So that person is not me. It's the second person. Of course, we over here we understand the Buddhist teaching. But what if it's not? So when he's in a bad situations, so how do we pull him out from there?
Well, it's a very case specific situation. If you talk about work, I don't know whether he or she wants to make a turnover to another, want to quit and do another job, or if there is no other situation for that person to continue in that particular work, then perhaps somebody can help that person to explain the whole situation, that these situations happen through certain conditions and these conditions may change anytime, right? So giving some positive ideas for that person and giving motivation to that person, right? But it won't happen right away. I mean, slowly we can motivate that person, but still we can encourage, motivate that person to a point that the person can be willing to work in that particular way. It's a process. It can still happen. It's not that you bring that person to a coffee shop and from tomorrow you should work, everything is okay. It won't happen, It will take some time. Slowly it will happen through your motivation. That's why we need motivators in today's world. There are a lot of good people, but they are very feared to start work because there are not good motivators in today's world, right? That's why in Sanskrit it says you can't say that there are people who have no particular fascination about work. The problem is if there are no motivators for everybody. So we should be able to inspire, motivate that kind of a person in the best way. And also that person should be able to trust you. Sometimes those people don't trust other people, right? How to win the trust? So it's a process. It can still happen in a course of time. Yeah.
Thank you for answer.
Okay.
Dave.
One more question, yeah. One last question, please.
Where this? Hold.
Yeah, good.
Good evening, Bhante.
Good evening.
I just want to ask one question. What happened? A person suffer extremely acute pain, probably the last stage of cancer, and at the last moment, that person, the very last moment, people saying the dead moment, dying moment. So, how you?
Okay, that's another situation.
You know, sometimes, sorry.
Yeah, acute pain.
Yes, sometimes, like, yes, we understand pain. We know how to manage the pain. But at that particular moment, so
yes,
this thing just come.
Okay.
You know?
Now in Buddhism, Buddhism always says the last moment of your life is very important. Why? Whether you might have done 1,000, 2,000, millions of dana or bhavana meditation, if you were out of mind during the last moment, you might be reborn in a wrong place. Like Mallika. The Mallika was the lady who gave the best dana to Gautama Buddha. But what happened to her? She passed away. She was reborn in a hell. Because she had done something, she lied to the king and it suddenly popped up in her mind. So I would tell you this way. When someone is going through extremely excruciating pain and you know, at that point you don't discuss the pain with that person. That person already understands severe pain. What should you do? You have to solace that person by talking the good karma he or she done. Because you know that death is coming to that person very soon. See, you went to the temples, viharas, you offered dana, you help out a lot of people, you were a part of volunteer projects, you were very generous. And we are going to inspire that person in our own words. I think that will help that person to fix the mind onto certain good idea. But what if you are saying, oh, it's very painful, I understand your pain. So then, oh yeah, very severe, right? Very acute, right? Then the person will have double pain at that point and die with a lot of hatred and be reborn in a bad place. So if you know that these are the last moments, last couple of days of the person, always try to motivate, inspire. That's a different situation in this topic. I'm talking about the pain that we handle when we are good. We can, to the point that we can handle it. But that's a very difficult situation in this pain topic.
Different situation.
Yeah, very high level situation. That has to be studied, learn. If you understand the moments, then you have to encourage, motivate them.
Chanting.
Also helpful.
Chanting helps.
Yeah, also helpful. In Buddhist stories, we know that they have done a certain activity. The Buddhists had a book called Merit Book. Merit Book. So everyone, when they do dana, whatever they wrote, now I went to this temple, I gave dana. So when that was the last time of the person is given that book, always reading the book, all the good things. Because when you are going to die time, you are going to be forgetful about all these things. Right? So better to write down. Normally people do the journaling for unnecessary things. Right? They do anger journaling. They do hatred journaling. Why don't you do merit journaling? I went to this place. So one day you have the book with you. Chanting will create you sometime stress. I'm going to die. So read more Pali, more chanting. Chanting is good, but you look at chanting versus your own good activities you did. Which is more powerful to you? You know you've done them already. It's proof for you. Living proof for you. So you have a book like exercise book. Like,
Diary.
like a diary. You just sectionalize different good karma, dana one section, katina, vassa, Dhamma talk, sutta studies retreat, and then other things. Suppose you read it, you're so happy to read that book, and one day you die by understanding, reading this book, you will be reborn in a better place. At that time, monks also will come and chant you. That is extra, it's bonus. But here, this is more important to you. So I think that will be the best thing for that kind of person. All right. So now, then we are going to transfer the good karmas. I hope that you understood that pain is inevitable, but if we have the right attitude towards the pain through these things, especially rain methodology, I can share this thing later on to Sambodhi, so you can share them. And then upekha and mindfulness, sati sampajanya, you will have the right attitude. So pain will become a point of understanding rather than it will become a suffering. For most people, pain is outrightly a suffering. So today we separated that out to understand. So may all the good karmas we've been doing today by creating all the good karmas be transferred to all the departed ones. May they be well and happy. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May Devanaga Mahidika receive all these good karmas. May they protect and bless all of you. Especially may Sambodhi Association be able to make their center very soon, may perhaps by next year. So you're going to move into your new place, and we stopped by today to see. It's been going very well. I hope that you will get more donations, and it will be finalized very soon. So may Devanaga Mahidika bless you for all your endeavors. I think that tomorrow you have an event too. So may Devanaga Mahidika, Buddha Dhamma Sangha protect and bless for your all the journeys. Finally, may Devanaga Mahidika also attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May all the good karmas we've been doing today be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana siddhissa niccang vaddha pachayino chattaru dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha atu nibbana sampatti iminati samicchatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now you can respect the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, please. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Wishing you a pleasant good night and safe driving back home. Till we see you again.
Yes, it's yours. Okay.